Welcome back to Focus Empire, your home for high-level strategy, mindset mastery, and elite power dynamics. If you are ready to stand out from the noise, command authority, and master the art of influence, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our movement. Today, we are dissecting one of the most provocative, aggressive, and essential principles in Robert Greene's masterwork, the 48 Laws of Power. In a world overflowing with information, noise, and endless options, the most dangerous position you can occupy is being invisible. Being good is not enough. Being talented is not enough. If people do not know you exist, your talent is useless. Law number 6 states, court attention at all costs. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd, or buried in oblivion. Stand out. Be conspicuous, at all costs. Make yourself a magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, and more mysterious than the bland masses around you. It is far better to be slandered and attacked than to be ignored. In this masterclass, we will explore why attention is the ultimate currency of the modern age, analyze 2 master classes in historical provocation and spectacle, break down the deep psychological mechanics of human fascination, and give you the actionable blueprint to turn yourself into an irresistible focal point. 1. The curse of invisibility and the currency of attention. Society conditions us to fit in. From a young age, we are taught not to make a scene, not to draw too much attention, and to blend quietly into the background. But in the ruthless arena of power, blending in is a death sentence. Robert Greene exposes a fundamental truth: attention is the prerequisite for all power. Before you can persuade someone, sell a product, lead a movement, or command respect, you must first capture their focus. If you cannot capture their eyes and ears, your strategy dies before it even begins. The average person fears negative attention. They fear being judged, mocked, or criticized. But the master of power knows that all attention, whether positive, dramatic, or controversial, can be converted into leverage. When you command the room's attention, you control the room's energy. You become the main character in every environment you step into, while everyone else becomes an extra in your story. To master law number 6, you must abandon the desire to be comfortable and embraced by everyone, and instead master the art of deliberate spectacle. 2. Historical Case Study 1. The Master of Spectacle, P.T. Barnum. To witness the ultimate master of courting attention, we look to 19th century America and the legendary showman P.T. Barnum. Barnum understood a core principle of human nature: people are bored, and they are desperate to be entertained, fascinated, or astonished. Early in his career, Barnum bought a museum in New York City, but attendance was low. Instead of buying traditional newspaper ads, Barnum decided to create a bizarre, irresistible spectacle right on the street. He hired a man, gave him 5 bricks, and instructed him to walk through the streets without saying a word. The man placed 1 brick on a corner, walked 2 blocks, placed another brick, and exchanged them in complete silence. Every hour, the man walked into Barnum's museum, stayed for 5 minutes, and walked back out to repeat the routine. Within hours, thousands of curious onlookers were following this silent man through the city streets, desperately trying to figure out what he was doing. When the man entered Barnum's museum, the massive crowd bought tickets and followed him right inside just to find out the secret. Barnum didn't spend a fortune on marketing. He used mystery, absurdity, and spectacle to draw the entire city into his trap. He proved that once you captivate people's curiosity, their wallets and loyalty naturally follow. 3. Historical Case Study 2. The Golden Cloak of Thomas Edison. While P.T. Barnum used spectacle for entertainment, one of the greatest inventors in history used law number 6 to defeat his brilliant rivals, Thomas Edison. In the late 19th century, a fierce war broke out over who would power the modern world: Edison's direct current, or Nikola Tesla's alternating current. Tesla was arguably the superior theoretical genius, but Edison understood the power of public perception. Edison realized that scientific arguments in technical journals wouldn't win the war. He needed public attention. Edison staged massive, dramatic public demonstrations. He invited journalists, and city leaders to witness electrifying experiments, launching sensational campaigns that captured every headline in the country. He turned every scientific breakthrough into a theatrical event. Because Edison was constantly in the press, occupying the public's imagination as the Wizard of Menlo Park, investors poured millions into his company. Tesla, who preferred quiet laboratory work and hated public theatrics, was overshadowed. Edison didn't just win the battle of electricity through engineering, he won it because he courted attention relentlessly, ensuring his name became synonymous with the future. 4. The 2 pillars of attention mastery. How do you court attention in a world where everyone is screaming for it? According to Robert Greene, there are 2 primary methods to execute law number 6 effectively. Pillar number 1. Create an unforgettable image. In the early stages of your rise, you must attach a striking visual or behavioral hallmark to your persona. It could be a distinct style of dress, a unique way of speaking, an unconventional habit, or a bold signature look. Think of history's most influential figures. They all had an iconic visual anchor. This hallmark makes you instantly recognizable in a crowded room or a scrolling feed. It acts as a beacon, cutting through the background noise of everyday life. Pillar number 2. Surround yourself with an air of mystery. Once you have captured people's attention, do not reveal everything at once. If you are entirely transparent, people will quickly figure you out and get bored. Instead, keep your moves unpredictable. Do the unexpected. Say things that leave people wondering what you meant. Mystery creates a psychological hunger in others. They will constantly talk about you, analyze your motives, and keep their eyes glued to your next move. 5. The psychology of scandal and provocation. Most people spend their lives terrified of controversy. They want everyone to like them. But the master of power knows that scandal is a potent weapon. When you do something slightly controversial, unexpected, or provocative, you trigger an immediate surge of emotion in the collective consciousness. People begin to debate you, defend you, or attack you. Notice what happens during a public controversy. Your critics do your marketing for free. The more your enemies complain about you, the more curiosity they generate. People who have never heard of you will search your name just to see what the outrage is about. Robert Greene advises, it is better to be attacked, even slandered, than to be ignored. An attack gives you a platform. It gives you the spotlight. Once the spotlight is on you, you can pivot the narrative, demonstrate your strength, and convert the neutral audience into loyal followers. Never run from dramatic attention, shape it, direct it, and profit from it. 6. The Focus Empire Blueprint, Practical Attention Protocols. Here is your real-world execution framework from Focus Empire to command attention and master law number 6 in your business, career, and personal presence. Protocol 1. Develop your signature anchor. Identify one unique visual or behavioral element that separates you from your peers. It could be high-level luxury tailoring, a specific color palette you always wear, or a distinct, calm intensity in your presentation. Stand out visually before you open your mouth. Protocol 2. Master the art of the unpredictable pivot. If people expect you to react with anger, react with humor. If they expect you to compromise, stand firm like a mountain. When you break predictable patterns, you force everyone around you to pay closer attention to your actions. Protocol 3. Create micro-spectacles in meetings. When delivering a pitch or presentation, don't just use plain slides and monotone speech. Use dramatic pauses, striking visual aids, or open with a provocative question that challenges the room's assumptions. Make your presence an experience. Protocol 4. Never apologize for standing out. When you step into the spotlight, weak individuals will attempt to pull you back down into mediocrity. Ignore their resistance. Own your space, own your presence, and wear the spotlight with absolute confidence. In the grand game of power, the world is a stage, and those who shrink into the shadows are forgotten. Do not be afraid to shine brightly, to shock, to fascinate, and to demand the world's focus. Step out of the dark, command the room, and let all eyes settle on you. Thank you for watching this deep dive into law number 6 on Focus Empire. If this masterclass sparked a new perspective on strategy and influence, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who is ready to stand out. Leave a comment below. What is one thing you can do to stand out more in your field? Let's discuss in the comments. Stay bold, court attention, and build your empire. See you in the next video.